Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises on a brand new Kerbal day, we are going to go right ahead and jump back into our research and development facility because at the end of the previous episode, we made it all the way to the orbit of the sun. That's right, we left Kerbal's sphere of influence and we punched right into Kerbal. That's the name of the sun. We punched right into Kerbal's sphere of influence, which is absolutely incredible, especially for the second launch of our game. So we need to take things a bit slower now, though, because we've got quite a bit of contractual grind to do this episode, and I'm going to be chopping it up quite a bit. Hell, I might even do this as a post-commentary type of thing. But right off the bat, we're going to need to get, if nothing else, some new research done. So we're going to need stability. Now, this gives us a whole bunch of wing parts and other aerodynamic pieces, as well as the Mark 1 cockpit, which is our first manned cockpit, which is pretty damn cool. It's aerodynamically streamlined, which is nice, and I think that it is capable of flight in vacuum. It has carbon dioxide storage, food, oxygen, no water though, so this wouldn't do very well for long-term flights. But yeah, there you go. So as you can see, it is in fact a crewable cockpit, and we're going to take that because that's our first one. I think the next one we only get is it's down here somewhere. There. So we could go straight for flight control, and that would give us the Mark 1 command pod, which will unlock manned rockets, but I think that's a bit of a waste of our present potential. Let's get modular wings as well, so that we have access to all of the wings in-game. This has, of course, all been reshuffled again by the Unmanned Before Manned mod, and you will notice the tech tree is still stock, and the reason for this is simply because the community tech tree mod, it just didn't really add that many relevant nodes in the end, because we just actually don't have that many part mods installed. It's mostly just quality of life stuff, so yeah, there wasn't really much point in it. So that's not going to be included after all. Then we have survivability right over here, which is going to give us access to solar panels, which will be nice for once we get into larger space flights. Some real parachutes, which I think we'll definitely be getting. Fuel cell, which is always good. It's like, instead of solar, you can consume liquid fuel and oxidizer to produce electric charge. Very slowly, if I remember correctly. Here you go, 1.5 per second. That's actually not bad, but it consumes very little fuel over a very long time. Then, of course, we have an alkaline fuel cell coming from the Unmanned Before Man mod, which allows us to consume hydrogen and oxygen very, very slowly, and that allows us to produce electric charge per second, as well as some water, apparently, which is interesting. So yes, that is something just to note. We definitely have some interesting power options there once we've hit research. Now we need to get general rocketry, but before we do that, because we're just shy of 3 science, I have a plan, because we still have to complete this stack separator mission, if you remember correctly. So we're actually going to go right into the launch pad. You don't have to go back into the VAB if you've already built a craft, and we're just going to select the Ludwig 2, hit launch, and we're going to aim straight for the moon this time. That's right, you heard me correctly. So let's just hit that onto time warp, go press M for the map, and there's the moon. Now we want the moon to be about 45 degrees. We'll make it for safety because this thing's quite quick. We'll make it probably 40 degrees behind the Kerbal Space Center. Oh, whoop, too fast. If we go, I'm probably out of power now. Yeah, never mind. You're gonna have to reset that. My mistake. That's not gonna work for this little craft. But there we go. Okay, we have. That's a bit shy. That's fine. That's about where I want it though. So let's get out of the map view. We're gonna have to recover this vessel because it ran out of electric charge while I was time warping, and we're gonna have to stick it down again. Because now we're in position though, so let's do that. I should have been in position first, actually. Pro tip: do that. Don't be like me. Be better at the game. So there we go. What we're going to do, and this is a bit of a sneaky plan, is also just limit the authority on these, because I remember that being a bit of an over-controlled issue. Perfect. And let's max out the throttle, pressing Z, and hit launch. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. So now we're going to hold down E ever so slightly, just to give us a bit of a spin, keep us spin stabilized, as it were. Very nice. Okay, so now we're going to be, oh god, what have I done? Clicked out of the game. We're going to be watching our altitude very quickly. As soon as we hit 17,000 meters, we're going to have to cut our engine, stage this thing, and then hit the sounding rocket motor on. Okay, cutting the engine now. Boom! And we got the contract. Very nice. So let's have a look at where our apoaps is presently heading. Nice. Okay, so we are still well shy of the moon, though, as I'm sure you can see. We're going to just allow that stage to come with us. Oh, God, I've lilted. I've lilted. No! No! Damn it, I've tilted completely to the side. Perhaps I'll drift back. It looks like I'm going to drift back. Come on. Come on. Let's bring that back up. Come on. That's right. Tilt back. We just want to push our apoapsis. Boom. Oh, wait. Right. Boom. Oh, damn. It's a bit skewed. And we should hopefully encounter the moon before we leave. Oh, well, okay. I'm going a lot faster than I expected. We are going to miss the moon by quite a large margin, actually. Whoops. And we were shooting way underneath as well. Okay, now we need some control surfaces, I think, reaction wheels and such, before that's going to be a feasible mission. Also, I don't think our antenna can actually reach all the way back from the moon. So yeah, we're just going to let that drift back out into orbit of the sun, just like our other Ludwig II. We should probably have renamed that, shouldn't we? But it's fine. The two Ludwig IIs shall remain in a heliocentric orbit. So let us go into the research and development facility and pick up general rocketry. There we go. This gives us access to the Oxa B3 fuel tank, which is a tiny little one, which is nice, as you can see there. Got liquid fuel and oxidizer. I think that the liquid fuel variant, there we go, just liquid fuel. The Mark 0 liquid fuselage and the Mark 1 with 400 are over there. And then, of course, we also get access to the swivel liquid fuel engine, which is similar to the Reliant we picked up over here, but has the ability to gimbal. That means that the engine nozzle can tilt by a small degree and allows you to actually steer your craft as it's ascending, which is pretty damn cool. And then, of course, we have the Pomeranian, which is a really tiny little liquid fuel rocket, or rocket motor rather, that we can use. And, of course, that we can use with these small tanks as well, I believe. Nice. We also have some Separatrons, which are tiny little solid rocket motors, like the sounding rockets basically, that we can just use to push parts away when we don't want them anymore. And here, of course, we have the Launch Stability Enhancer, which is basically the launch clamp. And some other smaller engines, a larger solid fuel booster, nothing too exciting, but definitely enough to get us our first small craft. So what we're actually going to do, I think it's time we did some atmospheric stuff. So can we pick up some atmospheric reading missions maybe? See, now the issue of flying above 17,500 meters is well outside of our scope. We'd have to fly a rocket there, which is going to be quite difficult at present. So we're going to cancel that. We're going to look for contracts below, there we go, below certain heights. Is that all we're getting from that? No other missions to look for atmospheric surveys, maybe? What if we just cancel a few of these? There we go. A flight above? No. No high G adventures for VIPs just yet. Oh, we're getting quite a nasty decline penalty, though, I must say, from our reputation. So we shouldn't be doing that. So actually, we can just fast forward. I'd like to pick up 2 of them so we can do them simultaneously. Let's go to the day anyway. I think if we fast forward enough, the contracts will refresh. Let's fast forward. There we go. 4 days. 5 days? 7 days? Whoops, too many days. There we go. Okay. Below 19,100 meters. Perfect. So we can basically just flying at any height, essentially, which is nice. Okay, and both of these, I believe, do not require a crew. They don't. And since we got all this fundage, I'm actually going to go ahead and... can we upgrade this yet? No, 45,000. Oh, that's steep. We will be upgrading our launch pad, but we don't need to upgrade anything just yet, actually. So let's go into the space plane hangar now. This is like the horizontal version of the VAB, basically. And we're going to take the SETI Probe Stack 1. That is one from the Unmanned Before Man mod, just like that. Comes built in with a thermometer, just saves you an extra part, because this still has the hard limit of 30 parts. Which is very frustrating, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So we're going to... This will also allow us some stability control, as opposed to the other tiny little avionics package, which just allows you to basically, engage your stages. Anyway, enough jibber-jabber, right? Let's go throw on. We're going to want... Here we go. Another battery. This one comes from the Unmanned Before Man parts. I think it's actually... This is SETI Probe parts. these small probes and smaller batteries. Very nice, and that'll give us a total of 1000 electric charge, which is pretty damn good, as you can see there. Now we're going to want to install our science packages. So we'll throw on the pressure mat barometer. Boom, just like that. And we'll throw on the seismic accelerometer as well, because why the hell not? There we go, and those can all sit together as a lump right on top. Now we're going to put, this is going to be our tiny little drone craft. We're going to want the Mark 0 liquid fuel fuselage, just like that. Beautiful, and that's going to need a small engine. And I think we'll be using the tiny little Juno engine for this one. There we go, the Juno basic gen engine. $2,000 research cost, but that's fine. We're going to get plenty of money back from this. Then we'll need an air intake, which you find under your aerodynamics for our engine. There you go, small circular air intake. Kaboom. Perfect. Now we have the fuselage of our little aircraft, little drone craft. So we need to give this thing some wings. Perhaps some small delta wings, or those going to be too large? Those are quite large, but that'll give us a crap ton of lift. Let's have a look here. We want to enable our center of mass and our center of lift overlays. Now you always want your center of lift to be just behind your center of mass. Let's empty the tank so we can see what it'll like when it's gliding. That's fine. So we actually want to take, let's slap those back on. We actually want to take, let's just disable snap so we can move these smoothly. We're going to want to move this slightly forward, just to there. Now we go. Now it's quite aerodynamically stable. Oh, it's also been stuck on at an angle. My mistake. Come on. Come on. Just put snap back on for this. Okay, there we go. That's flat, right? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to want to enable that. Disable snap, pressing C. And we can just shift that right forward. Okay, cool. So this is going to need various things, including an antenna, and we'll put the rigid one on there, of course, so that it does not interfere. Let's put snap back on. We'll snap that right on top. Perfect. Because the extendable one might interfere with our aerodynamic shape, which would not be great. So we're going to need some wheels, and for that we'll use these small landing gears because they are retractable. We can also disable these overlays now. We'll put them back on once we've placed everything so we can see if we're still stable. Okay, that's going to go right in front, like that, and we're just going to slide it forward. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to want to place two of them in symmetry mode, right on the wings. There we go, that gives us a bit of a tilt. And then we're going to need some sort of control surface and, of course, a tail fin. So we're going to want to find the Elevon 1, perfect. And we can just snap that right on there. Now you basically just spam your QAE, your WASD, Q and E keys to rotate. And with these things I can never tell which one works best. So we're going to want to go ahead here as well and limit the authority on these pieces. So pitch is the up and down axis of your craft. That's moving the nose up and down, as in if you consider the horizon as your reference. Your yaw is moving your nose of your aircraft side to side, and your roll is turning your aircraft around its own axis, so, rolling it, basically. Now, we are going to want these things to allow us to do roll. They will not be able to do yaw, so we can disable that, and they are going to be our source of pitch. That is what picks our aircraft up as the air moves under it. Then we're going to need a small, and I very much mean small, wing, perhaps a canard. I need some sort of control surface for the tail. An ARV winglet, perhaps? That's enormous. Hold on, we should be able to use tweak scale on this, right? The mod. Yes, we can. Perfect. There we go. Absolutely perfect. And we're just going to use the control keys to slide that back slightly. Nice. Now we're just going to, again, also limit the authority on that bad boy. We don't want that one doing pitch or roll. It's only going to deploy for yaw. Nice, so let's have a look then at the center of mass and lift again, and as you can see it has moved right back because I've placed all of these surfaces, so we're going to want to adjust for that. No, sorry, my mistake. We want to take off snap, must take off snap, and we're going to shift that ever so slightly forward. I'm worried about the position of those wheels then. Let's move those back. Should help with our center of mass a little bit as well. Yeah, like that. And let's also just move these down slightly so they're just ever so, yeah, close to ground level. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's actually we'll give ourselves a bit of a tilt to make launch easier. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work. I actually haven't tested this. I probably should have. But I like showing you guys my failures as well as the successes so that we grow together. I'm just thinking, I don't think there's anything else we need on this craft particularly. This is a pretty decent little science drone. So yeah, the effective range of this antenna might be a problem though. I wonder if the direct antenna, is this not an omnidirectional one? Oh, direct as in it can't relay things, okay. Oh, I'm thinking of a mod I used to play with, which is, I think it's called Remote Tech. Yeah, that was a much more realistic antenna. We might include that eventually for some extra challenge in the future, but I have no plans to do that right now. Come on, let me click on that. Now, there's a way to rotate this so that it's facing the axis. Is it absolute? There we go. That's what I wanted to click. And now we can just pull that in ever so slightly. Very nice. Okay, let's just make sure it's not clipping completely through. Cool, that just reduces our aerodynamic profile. Same goes for the little antenna there. We're going to stick that right flush down so it's still sticking out a little bit. Cool, and I'm happy with that little drone. So, in keeping with the almost Latvian sounding names of these craft, we're going to call this one the Hercules 1. I was kidding, there's nothing Latvian about it. And because it is so small and yet so mighty, it is the Hercules 1. Let's actually throw on the Kerbal Engineering System readouts. We'll stick this just underneath and push it right through. And the reason for that is because this will give us in-flight readouts of our craft stats, which is quite nice. So there we go, the Hercules 1 drone is going to get rolled out to the launch pad. We could have included radial parachutes. I don't know if we've unlocked them yet, I must check. But, let's just hit brakes so that those are on. We're going to move Flight Engineer over here. We're going to bring up our vessel stats so we can see the remaining delta V, 17,000 meters per second, as well as our surface stats so we can see how high we are above the ground, just in case that readout is a bit inaccurate. And as you can see, it currently thinks we're 70 meters above the ground, which isn't exactly correct, is it? So let's, we're actually going to take readings. We haven't taken readings, have we? From the launch pad. There we go. Nice. We'll transmit that. Transmit that. We can transmit the temperature data. Nice. Very easy. Okay, it's still uploading the geographic data. That's the word. So let's have a look on map where we need to go. All the way out this way. Okay, so we're obviously going to start here, and then we'll be heading down there. And this will add a waypoint to our little radial ball here. The nav ball, and that's sort of roughly in that direction. So once we turn, we'll be able to see it. Now, our launch pad launch runway is rough AF, so we're actually going to want to roll off it and maybe take off on the grass. It's a bit flatter. So let's engage SAS by pressing T, that is stability assist. We're going to turn our wheels so that we rotate. We're going to turn off the throttle for our engine, activate the stage, and then throttle up very slowly using the shift key. You can use the control key to throttle down in increments as well. Okay, cool. So let's cut our engine so that we just roll off gently. There we go. Nice and safe. In fact, we should be able to take more readings from where we presently are because this is, yeah, the KSC. Nice. That's another set of readings. More science. And even more science. Can we log temperature? There we go. Okay, so that gives us 12 more science, 24 in total just from those. No, wait, that's not right. 14 in total just from those two readings. So let's throttle our engine all the way up to the max. We're going to build up a little bit of ground speed and then press the S key. Flip too fast. Oh no, we're going to flip. We're going to die. Come on, come on, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it. This thing has so much lift, way too much lift. In fact, we're going to limit the authority on these by quite a bit. Nope, not that much. I fucked that up. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, let's do that again. I did not consider how much lift this little guy generates. It is insane. So we're going to limit the authority on this to be 25% of the norm, because we were just simply banking up way too quickly, and we'll do the same here. I think 30. I'm going to test these craft in the future before I show them to you. But, you know, we can learn and grow together here. Also, why has this been... It's not supposed to be. It must have been when I did it with the remote tech. Okay, cool. But we have the science from that anyway, so that's done. So now we can focus on just getting that sweet, well, those atmospheric readings, can't we? Oh, something just exploded. Nope, don't know what. Awesome. Let's hit stability assist. We're gonna rotate. Just gonna get off the launch pad here. This thing takes off so quickly, it's ridiculous. So let's throttle up to max. Actually, we're gonna do about 75% of max because we got enough. We actually might have enough wind speed to take off already. Yep, there we go, and we do. So let's retract our landing gear. We're gonna bank slightly to the left, I believe. Oh, we need to activate our waypoint, of course. I don't know why it always faces you away from the planet. On the other side of the planet, it's bizarre. There we go, so we need to head this side. Oh, and we're in the zone already. That was easy. So log that pressure data. Done. Contract complete. Nice. Okay, so then let's just move to our next waypoint. See how easy these are? Wow, this is actually quite a good little craft. Landing it's going to be a bit of a bitch, because it's got so much... oh my word, it's so overpowered. Jeez, that is hard to move. Okay. So, note to self. These are disposable, basically. I'll slap a radial parachute on top once we have it, because landing this... ooh, that's going to require some pro skills. So let's head out this way. Let's just speed through it real quick. I wonder if we actually can get any new readings from this altitude. No, just flying over Kerbal shores. We're not over the water just yet. We'll be there soon, and then we'll have a whole new set of readings. I believe it's only the temperature scan that is biome specific. Yeah, there we go. So over the water, and this should still just say flying at Kerbal. Yeah, it does. That's cool though. That's cool. Have we entered the region yet? No, it's just past these islands. Okay, let's bank. Rotate. Nice. Very nice. Okay, I'm pretty sure that most episodes from this point onwards are going to probably be narrated in post-production. This one hasn't been so far. It's about 30 minutes worth of footage. That'll be cut down, of course, quite a bit. But yeah, I think in the future, because these missions do take so long, I'll be doing less sort of build explanations and more just playing Kerbal Space Program, which is what you're here for in the end, isn't it? So there we go. Now we're passing the first island. Actually, I think we can actually get a certain type of... No, we can't. Can we not get a certain type of race? I thought that constituted grasslands. It should tell us here what we're currently flying over. Terrain, flying over water. Okay, no, so just crossing over there. We didn't really cross over the island, I suppose. I was hoping it would give us the grasslands biome. Oh, damn, we're in the venue, aren't we? Yes. Oh, and did I just do that quest by accident? I did! There we go! 8,000 funds for free. Now, there is, in fact, a small little landing strip on this island over here. It's called the Abandoned Airstrip. So we're actually going to see if we can't land on that. Jeez, this thing moves quickly. It's almost the speed of sound. What a fantastic little aircraft. Well, actually, no, it's got some terrible stability issues. But you know what I mean. I'm proud of it, okay? So we're going to see if we can land this on there. If we can't, it's not the end of the world. I am going to be treating these as completely disposable, really. They won't be having seismometers on them again from the future, because that's about 8,000 funds we can save normally. So yeah, we'll just be flying them au regular. Let's just put on time warp real quick. Not going to be time warping while turning, though. I'm pretty sure this thing will flip over. There we go. Let's just keep banking. Quite a steep turn here, I realize, but this thing can take the Gs. Look at the G-force meter, pushing all the way up almost to 10 Gs. That is insane. This little craft can take quite a pounding. Let's cut our throttle right down to 25% though, and begin to descend. Once we have gone subsonic, I'll bank up quickly here to cut off a lot of our velocity, and bank! Oh, too much velocity cut. Whoops. Okay, but we can glide in. There we go. We just cut off almost, what was that? 250 meters per second of velocity, and this thing didn't tear itself apart. I consider that a victory. Let's deploy our landing gear. If we can land on this, it'll be the first time I've ever actually managed to land on this island, and with the most janky craft I have ever made. Why can I not move? Why can I not move? Oh no! Oh! Oh, what? We survived that? How? How did we survive that? If the probe core survives and the antenna, yes, it did. We have lost control, and I have no idea why. Oh, it's because I went behind the mountain. We dip below the horizon of the KSC. So once we get a satellite in orbit, we'll actually be able to access this little guy and log this data and send it back to the KSC. But that's insane. That's crazy. We just missed landing on that. We've discovered an abandoned island airfield in Kerbal. We didn't land on it though, which is a shame. That would have been cool. That would have been some nice science. If we'd just been on top of this, we could have gotten that science, because this is technically grasslands, I think. Shores. Yeah, no new science there. But if we'd landed on the launch pad, we've gotten that. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time when we will be, I think, pushing to get into orbit or grinding some more missions. I'm not sure just yet. Cheers.